Yo, people, what we say? We're back with another episode of the Cheeky Fellas. Come on, give it up, you lot. Yeah, bro. The panel is looking mad today. How many people we got? We got 7 fucking people on this panel today. We're gonna do a quick.
No social distance.
Nah, bro. First time still. You lot setting records. No social distance though. It's calm. We here still. We here. Amen. Come on, man. I'm gonna. Pardon? No caps, D. Yo, we're gonna go from my left first. Please introduce yourself, Regina.
Okay, so you heard it here from Malachi. My name is Regina,
Capski.
aka Regina the ballerina.
Okay, ski.
Okay, see I'm rhyming and that.
No cap.
Yeah.
Alright, bro. Go on, bro.
Alright, yo, it's
Grab the
Ade, aka Double A.
Okay.
Aka Unbelief is my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. No cap. I hear that.
Yeah.
Soft chocolate.
Soft chocolate.
So, my name is Emmanuel, aka Frenchie, aka The Wheezy Breezy.
Oh shit. Go on, bro.
Obviously, man's out here. Daniel, aka Quacks, aka Smooth Chocolate.
Okay.
We having
Smooth
smooth or
thing.
soft?
Choose. You might pick in the comments. Pick, bro. Go on, bro. What? Say that loud and clear. Let me hear that again. What'd you say?
White chocolate.
Or is that your pick?
Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's my pick.
What does that mean?
What the hell does that even
Best
mean?
chocolate.
White chocolate?
Dr. Umar,
Black?
Dr. Umar.
Well, my name is
Dr.
Jubilee.
Umar thing.
Yeah,
Go on.
I'm gonna marry black.
Oh, okay.
Amen.
I kind of misunderstood what you were saying. But go on, aka do your thing.
Amen. Well, my name is Jubilee. Jubilee the best.
You're so ski.
Jubilee the greatest.
You're so ski.
And the best of all time.
Amen.
That's no cap.
No doubt. Go on, bro. Let me hear what you're saying.
It's your boy D. For lie, aka the Falias guy, aka the best one in this. Oh no, there was. Yeah, you were too far. I was about to. Yeah, I was.
Wiffily flash.
Do I speak? Yeah.
Say that. You already know it is MJ, aka Rockstar James, aka Sex Symbol 2021 and Forever After, aka Podcast James, aka Stiff Chocolate. Ooh. Come on, man.
You stiff right now, yeah?
You're doing that, bro. Not yet. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Alright, cool. But we're in the studio, and today, what are we talking about? I'm gonna go straight in with the topic. Yeah. Are you not ready?
See.
Today we're talking about sexual liberation, sexually liberated women
Amen.
versus hungry men. This one we're going a little deeper, but I feel like it's very light-hearted though, because how I want to start it, you're gonna have to bring up the Google Doc, bro. But how I want to start it, I just want to get your viewpoints on what the ladies' viewpoints first and foremost on what you think sexual liberation means.
I think sexual liberation is just
Mike,
consent,
please.
innit?
Mike.
It's just all about consent. It's just about doing what you want to do, fucking whoever you want to fuck, but like making sure it's all clean, healthy, and happy.
Say no
Yeah.
more.
Not just about consent though, but like your choice to do whatever you want with your body
Yeah.
without being affected by whoever wants to govern it. Like,
Exactly.
Without societal
No
pressure,
judgment.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Fairs. Alright, man, them. What are we saying for sexual liberation? Man?
Of like myself or who?
Yourself, my guy.
Of myself.
Yeah.
I have to pass to Amani. I don't know.
You don't know what to say about that.
No. Sexual liberation, as in like that's just being whoever you want to be with, like fucking whoever. Yeah, like literally word for word what Jubilee says. I feel like that's equal on both sides without the societal pressure.
Yeah.
And that might get a little bit deeper though.
Yeah, we'll get a bit deeper later. I'll be honest.
I figured out my answer. I figured
Ah,
out to me a bit of
bro.
time. I think sexual
I'll
liberation.
be honest, guys. This is way too cold. That is too cold. I didn't want to stop the pod. I didn't want to stop the pod, but it's cold, fam.
No, it's fair.
It's cold.
Thank
Go on,
you.
bro.
You said it.
Someone
said it.
What would I say? I think sexual liberation is the ability to like go around having intercourse without feeling your value, or without becoming or feeling devalued.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For me, I think sexual liberation is having sex whenever you want, with whoever you want, and I'm talking about like other sexes as well, like having same-sex relations and stuff like that. Putting no roof on it, putting no limit on it.
Well, I feel like that's like it's more of your own kink and your own fetish,
But
like what
that's
you like, your
liberation,
preference.
it's freedom.
Yeah, it's true. It is liberation, but you can still be liberated in what like limited things that you like.
100%.
Like you can still be like vanilla sex and still be liberated, like 'cause
Yeah.
that's
Facts,
what you
facts,
like.
facts,
You can even
Like
be celibate.
foreign of mission. Okay, obviously not foreign,
Celibate.
but
You
like
Can I
can
give my
choose
definition?
say
not to
missionary
have
and
sex
doggy, and that's
Yeah,
for
good
your
enough for
own,
you.
like,
Okay. Let me hear what you're saying, bro.
So all I'm saying is that like it ain't necessarily about like just having sex with whoever you want. It's just about being sexually comfortable within yourself.
Right.
And, like I don't know necessarily like everyone doesn't have like the same sort of I don't know sexual preferences and like all this kind of shit. But it's just about knowing what you want and knowing what you want from someone else
Amen.
and being comfortable with that entire like thing. And yeah, I don't know. Just being
No, I hear that.
sexually
That's
free,
true
sexually
still.
comfortable
No, it's
within
being
yourself
able to tell
first.
someone what you want and like what you like, and being comfortable in yourself, knowing what you like as well. Like
Facts.
you've got to go through that like sort of journey to find out because you
Fully.
don't know.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
cap, no cap. Okay, so what do we think then? From everything that you lot are saying, I'm hearing that being sexually free is calm.
Yeah.
So, what's your like perception that women should like? What do you think about the perception that women should be long? And like, do you think that's an outdated type of viewpoint, or do you think in this current day everyone should be more free and do whatever the fuck they want?
What do you mean by belong?
Belong, I mean, in terms of like marriage and stuff. Is that a thing? Does that matter? Does that matter for you to belong to a specific person?
If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just say that.
That's the thing. It's easy to say that,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it? It's very easy to say that.
Honestly, because I feel like more time, like as much as boys don't want to say it don't matter, but they're always gonna care about the body count. And
Exactly.
I feel like if it's a high number,
Do you think?
No,
you're-
it's
Man, them.
no, it's the
but-
fact that
no,
some
that's
people-
not-
Wait, one sec.
If you get
Let the girl them
This is
speak.
what? This is part of sex
okay, but I'm
liberation,
asking,
though.
like,
100%.
I
You
feel like-
can't you can't condemn someone for not wanting to be with someone because they have a certain body count.
Yeah,
No
it's
cap.
true.
But let's hear it from the girl
you also
first.
can't condemn another person for being curious
Yeah,
about
but
that.
For sure.
Of course not, but if that's not your preference, then that's not your preference.
Mm.
That's what I mean. There should be no stigma.
But it's
This is
true.
what I
But
was
like,
gonna say
your
about
preference could be like you could have like
Bro.
100 bodies to yourself, and like your preference is to have a girl who's a freak, but who's had like 5 bodies, and that's like
Don't
okay
make
and
sense,
acceptable
does
to
it?
you. But you're like it'll be like your preference, but it's not a preference. Like it's just because you want her to be untainted and like you want her pure as possible.
I think one thing we really need to think about when we talk about sexual liberation is individuality. Like nobody's truth is the same. Do you know what I mean? So whatever your preference is, whether you beat 200 girls and your preference is to have a girl that has a body count of 5, then that's you. Do your own thing.
That's fucked though, I'll be real.
That's
Exactly.
fucked.
But go on, bro, you were saying
Who's
something.
it fucked for? Who's it fucked
Facts.
for?
Yourself.
One mic.
What I'm saying is that, like, but what's a high body count though?
Yeah, what is
What
that?
is
Double
that?
digits.
Body
Double
count?
digits is a high body count.
Double digits.
Double
This is
digits.
10.
That's actually 10.
No, just
Bro, like from let's say deep it, bro. That's nothing. Deep it. Like understand. Like if you started having sex at
16.
16,
Yeah.
by the time if you've taken one body a year, right? By the time that you're 26, that's 10 bodies, bro. So you're saying by the time you're 26, that's not calm.
I'm
That's not okay.
talking at our current age. I'm not talking if I was 50. Of course, if you're 50 and single.
I said 26. We're talking about we're talking about 50, bro.
How old am I? I'm 22.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's 4 years below. Let's assume that you had 2 bodies a year up to the time you were 24. From
Yeah.
the time you were 16.
I'm not demonizing it. I'm just saying that to me is a high.
And that would be 20
demonize-
bodies. That would be 20 bodies by 26 if you did 2 a year.
I didn't demonize it. You just asked me what a high body count was, and I said anything.
Bro, let me
else.
ask you a
Double
question.
digits.
Are you mad that she's got those amount of bodies? What's triggering you?
But
What's-
guy, I didn't direct this at any gender or any woman. I just said it's high. If I had 10, I'd say it was high. And what by high I mean as in if you have a high body count, I expect you to be experienced. It's like if you come to me with like a low one, then my attitude to you is gonna be a bit more like, oh yeah, so it's like 3. Okay, bet. We can actually spend time teaching. But if your body count is much higher, if you've got like 20 bodies, yeah, and you can't like do certain stuff, I'm gonna be like, what were you doing with those 20 people? Was it like was it all one night stands, bro?
Not
no,
really.
was it
Not
that-
really.
What if it was all
If that head game was
Then
dead,
my guy, you
then
need to
I'll be
fix up.
pissed. Like,
No, but like
if you got 50 bodies and your head game is whack, I'll be pissed.
Like,
Why have
I'm
you
gonna be a
got
lot less
them bodies,
patient.
bro?
It don't matter what your body count is. I'll be pissed
Yeah.
about this shit.
Also doesn't matter about.
Hey, no, wait, stop. Hey.
That though.
Wait, I feel like your point is kind of irrelevant.
No.
Let me say why.
Go ahead.
Because you said you would obviously take care of her when she's only got 3 body count.
Yeah.
Whereas when she's got like 10, you'd be like, oh, my days, like, no, like, you should know what you're doing. That's cap. Because with those 3 bodies, more time, she's been with those for a long time.
If she has,
long-term relationships.
If there's only 3 people, time she's probably been in relationships. And there's people like that. Serial misogynists.
No, not misogynists. Wait, police, please don't come for us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a bit of a. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Armani, Armani and A. Let me ask you straight. If you apply to a job, we're all listening. Yeah,
apply to a job.
You apply to a job,
bro.
You have 20 years experience in that role. Yeah. Armani has 4. Who do you assume will be more experienced, and who do you think will be better at the job?
Of course,
exactly. It's easy.
You've proved my point.
No, I've not.
I'm saying about the time.
Has he finished his point?
To be fair, let's let him speak.
No, so what I'm trying to say is, if you got 20 bodies, your ability to perform that job or to do what you do in the bedroom should be much better than someone that has 5 bodies, and that's why I'm like, it's not a concern, but I'm like, you got 20 bodies. Hey, let's go.
She lit.
I feel like
It depends about communication every single time, though. Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't matter how many bodies you have. You can still be dead at sex. Like,
It could be a whole bunch of one-night stands.
Still have stiff hips.
Dead things.
Maybe no one has told you what you have done wrong, so you go your whole life thinking,
You think he's lit.
I know.
I'm the shit.
Exactly. But you're really the deadest.
You're really a 1-minute man.
Like, those bodies can't equate to a year in your scenario. Let me give you.
How do you mean?
Because those bodies should maybe count as jobs. So yeah, I worked like 1 week with this job, a week with another job. You wouldn't take that person. You would take that 4 years who have long-term experience. You know what I'm trying to say? If you're hiring in that scenario, quote unquote.
I can't lie. If a thing, for me personally, linking to the scenario that you just gave, if a thing had 20 bodies and I wanted to have great sex, I think that she'd be better off giving me that experience than you with the 4 bodies. So I'd go for her. And if it was dead, even with you still having 20 bodies, I'd think you're just a slut, man. Like, what the hell? How you beating all these man? How you beating all this man and he's dead?
Be a slut, man. What the fuck?
No, but you can still.
He's not saying you're not allowed to be a slut.
Yeah.
Like, you can still be a good slut. Like,
But I'm saying if you're actually not and your body count is still that high, I'm like, what are you doing? There's something deeper. It's psychological now. You've got problems at home.
Isn't it?
Take a dick for the sake.
You know what I'm saying? It's got to be that at this point. There's got to be something wrong, innit?
For real.
That's what I'm thinking.
What do you mean wrong? Wait, I don't know.
Oh, obviously not wrong.
I wouldn't say wrong, but I'd say like you're taking the wrong
Liberation
angle.
at the end of the day.
but I feel like that's literally the case with boys as well. Like, more time boys are dead. Like, they don't know
They're
how to
dead.
really eat it right.
That's a
like,
good point, though.
The fingering is not really
I
right.
also feel like women don't even speak up. They're scared to
On
even
that.
say
exactly.
you're not
And that's
doing
why
that
it will be dead even
shit.
after the 20th time.
Yo, you man
no
speak
one's
up
even
though.
talking. Like,
Take some responsibility.
yeah, it's true, but I feel like you know your ego. Come on, man. I feel like if I was to tell you that shit, like, you'd be bruised.
You might-
until
you need to say it.
women
You know
and
what?
start to kill
If
them or
enough
some
girls
shit.
tell me I'm shit, then there comes a time you gotta accept it.
100, bro. You got to say it. You need to let me know.
100%.
Jump on YouTube, watch some tutorials.
Speaking-
the man,
No cap. Speaking on that as well. Speaking on that, like, ladies, I want to start with you lot as well. How do you lot deal with unwanted attention then? With guys that you just don't want to chat to, you, like, how do you deal with
Gotta
them
brush
without hurting their ego, or are you that type of person that don't give a fuck, like, don't talk to me, like, fuck off?
Yeah, you just gotta brush it. I feel like more time even that happens, like, I'm just skating in it, so you can just skate away.
Nice.
And it's cool, innit?
not
I'm
gonna-
good,
I'm not
like,
gonna
she
book
say
you
I'm done.
anyway.
Alright.
There
Sure.
was no sort of like instance where I invited you to be like, yeah, come home, like come over here. And
Exactly,
talk to me.
literally.
There was no eye contact.
So swear.
Yeah, like
So, go on, bro.
I'm just
Go on, bro.
walking on the street,
I
mind
feel
my
like even
business.
with COVID as well, like, I've got my mask on.
Go on,
I
bro.
feel like even then I had like pigtails on, like,
No,
So,
I've got some 14-year-old hairstyle.
what the hell?
I'm not gonna lie.
You're
You still look pretty.
But we don't care about that.
You're grown though.
Yeah, it's
Like-
true.
What the hell, like,
To Regina's point, some people will say though that, like, oh, your body was calling me. That's what.
Right.
That sounds a
Someone
bit.
says that he's a dickhead and he's a freak. He's a freak. He's an uncle and his marriage. He's not happy in his marriage right now.
But like, that's just
That's
like,
why.
I don't know. That's moving on to like.
I
That's the next thing.
didn't say that's what I
body
do.
was calling.
Your body
What?
was cool. I
That's
could,
a bit-
the energies in the room, our star signs aligned. That's what.
You telling yourself that?
No, I understand the star sign thing though. You can twang it with the star sign thing.
Facts.
Have you ever twanged it with the star sign thing though?
No.
I do not read. I don't know nothing about star signs, bro.
We'll save that for an episode.
We might have to say that to another episode. Fairs. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna actually get into the actual like definition of sexual liberation. Cool. So it's the ideology of one shamelessly and often satisfying their sexual needs and desires without the burden of guilt or the judgment of established moral correction by societal morals.
Can I just ask real
Just
quick,
like-
like, can we just go around like, what are your kinks and fetishes?
Wait, what?
Shit.
He was wait. How?
Touch me. Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Only
Bro,
two really are capable
Don't
of
bring this over here,
Bro.
Don't bring this.
I
to
can't
me.
lie. What are we
Heinous
starting on?
acts.
Are we starting on your left or
Are
right?
we starting with Jubilee?
Are we starting on your left or right?
Let's start with you.
Let's start with you.
Oh,
Oh shit.
gonna
This is
start.
X-rated.
you know, exactly. But
We won't go too deep.
I definitely say some sort of pain to
Okay. No,
an
I get that.
extent which is like, let's test it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Is that about it?
Exactly, let's
Just to like
Yeah.
test the pain threshold.
yeah,
Test the pain threshold.
and just like, I don't know, some sort
Squeezing
of
the nipples and all that.
no, but like on both sides though.
Oh, for
Both
him as
sides.
well.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah,
Him.
literally. Yeah, both sides.
So wait, what are you trying
No,
to?
but like, I want to see like, I want to see the power I like.
It's power.
Could just like, yeah, it's literally just about power play. I feel like just to see like,
The power
like,
play thing.
yeah,
is the fetish,
literally,
yeah?
I can make you like a little bit.
No,
basically.
it's testing
Oh,
each other's strength.
Exactly
and
as well.
trust in each
yeah,
other.
honestly, yeah, because just
Because
fighting.
you're
Innit?
not,
Fighting
you're
is
not trying to
amazing.
kill me, but like,
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Be on the
man.
edge, like right at the edge,
I
right
like
at the
that.
edge.
What are you saying, bro? Wait, so go to your left.
No, don't come to me.
We're
Second.
talking about fetishes, yeah?
I don't.
Kinks.
I
If you're
don't.
not comfortable, it's okay.
If you don't want to say it, you don't.
No,
have to
I
say
can
it.
say. I
He's saying
don't know if I
apprenticeship.
want to say this in front of all of you guys. It's a bit weird.
No, it's calm. Do
I
it.
don't
Bro,
really.
we've known you for time.
Literally.
I don't really enjoy the act of sexual intercourse that
Really?
much. No, I don't.
Okay.
Not as much as like, I think some other people.
So what kinks do you
So
have?
what turns me on is female pleasure.
Okay.
So whatever, like if the girl's like, oh, I want you to do this to me, I'll be like, if that's what gets you going, baby, like, my God, I'm down for it, shawty. You know what I mean? Like obviously you saw the message before we came in, and obviously in my head I'm like, I don't want to do that, but and I'm also like, I might
Should
have to,
I?
I mean, like,
Should I
you know
not?
what I mean? But
Yeah.
I haven't really got any. I haven't really got any of my own kinks. I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm focused on the female.
Yeah.
Get me lit.
No
As
cap.
long as it doesn't
Turn me up.
as long as it doesn't involve anything going inside me, yeah.
So you get off of the girl getting off.
The girl's pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is like.
I'm like that as well.
I can't lie. With me, that is very similar. Like with me, I'm with whatever as long as it's not done to me. Like, do not play with my bumhole because
How do you know if
I'm
you ain't
gonna-
tried that shit?
My
No,
nigga. Stop.
No, but that's a
my
serious
guy,
question.
we've
Another
dealt
thing
with
about
this.
Sexual liberation.
We've dealt with this in a
liberation.
previous.
Removal of the stigma.
We've dealt with this in a previous.
Of course.
Let me tell you
You
guys,
tried it.
no, and let me tell you why.
Wait,
But like, hit him with a phrase.
We've dealt with this in a previous episode. Just because I haven't tried heroin, just doesn't mean I should. No. Chill, it is the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you can link it.
right now.
Let me tell you why you can link it. Bro, the people that do that shit, it feels good to them. Everything that feels good doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's good for you. Fam, for me, just because
But sex before marriage
eating my
is-
ass might feel good, bro, I don't see that as good. I don't see that as something that I should delve into.
Bro, wait, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not your thing.
I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna stay with you.
You're within
You know what
your
I'm saying?
sexual liberation to
Bro.
feel that way.
That's your
So
individuality.
Exactly, that's for me. I ain't trying to do that. But the whole thing with like seeing what pleasures her, that really gets me going. What else? Yeah, anything that she's on. If she's on the violence thing, I'm on that as well. I'm on smoke. If she's on the violence thing, I'm on that. Trust me. We can get it cracking, cuz. No cap. Alright, guy Regina.
All right, I don't really have any kinks like specific per se because I feel like they're really like sort of like personal, like feet
yeah.
licking or like
Yeah.
Would you do
I
hot
don't
wax?
really know. Hot wax.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about hot wax the other day.
Yeah, I feel like
Do you mean receiving it? Like
As in, like,
Yeah.
someone
Oh,
burning
yeah.
the
Dripping on
candle
your
and
back
then
and that.
dropping it onto your back.
the thing is about pain. Jubilee raised a good point because with like pain and pleasure, there's a thin line.
Yeah,
on
there
it.
is. There's a
It's
silver
that
line,
rush
bro.
of adrenaline that makes you feel like. So
Facts.
when you're having sex and that kind of like passion almost, it excites you.
Yeah.
Calm.
I'll be honest.
So what would you not say, yeah? If a man tells you to open your mouth and he spits in your mouth,
I'm opening.
is that?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Hey man.
Don't care. I wish I had buttons to press on this.
Thing is, it can't just be any man.
Like the 10.
Yeah,
That's
obviously
the
it
thing.
can't just be any man. It has to be in the
Like-
moment and like, it's like you need to know. Like,
Yeah. You also need to feel like, oh yeah, you need to feel as comfortable as they are asking you. Like,
But all now
maybe
you're
you're on
being,
that level.
physiological. I'm philosophical. I'm turning to Jubilee on this one. You're trying to be all this wordy. You still ain't told us your kinks on this thing. What are your kinks?
I'd say, yeah, like cheeky slap to the face.
Okay. Cheeky
Slap to the
violence.
face.
Cheeky violence. Yeah, girls are on that, bro.
That's what you like. Don't put words in my mouth.
What did she say?
she has to get punched.
Oh fuck!
Knock me out.
That's crazy. Is that what you're on, Jubilee?
That's what she says.
Get punched up.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course not.
flipping out.
I'm signing a consent form before I even agree.
Yeah,
to do it.
you're gonna have to
I'm
sign
gonna have to get that in
something.
writing.
You're gonna have to write that, get that signed, and then I can probably do that. I can't lie. I'm on whatever she's on. What are you saying, bro?
You know what? You see me, I'm partial to a nicely groomed foot.
Okay.
I like me
Nails
my feet,
done and
I
that.
ain't
The
gonna
white
lie.
nails. The white
I
nails.
love
Not gonna
the
lie,
white
white
nails.
toes.
The white
No,
toes.
no. Do you know what it is? The red ones now, man.
Oh, the red ones?
The red nails, you know.
Oh shit.
The burgundy though, not just.
Oh, the
bright
burgundy.
red.
Oh, the darker
red.
shade.
The darker
toes,
shade.
I'm scared
of
Like
you.
you lot's polo.
You know she-
Like you lot's polo in Sydney.
Shit. That's what man's on. Saying that. So you're talking about like foot fetishes and that.
Yeah, man. I'm a foot guy. Man.
Well, like foot jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
swear.
This guy's a freaky
Oh,
biggie.
100%. That's
Oh,
where it's at,
wow.
man. You guys are missing out if you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to delve into that.
Okay, calm.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, not
that's
gonna lie, I ain't really got too many that hasn't been said already, fam. So the whole spit in the mouth thing, that was cold.
What?
You might actually.
Oh, you've done that?
Cheese bits in your mouth.
Whoa, I'm spitting in her mouth.
What about
To
her
be
spitting
fair,
in your
What
mouth?
about her?
See,
I
look
wouldn't-
at
I
all these
wouldn't really
guys
care to,
getting a
but
fucking
that's
high
what
of
I'm
like domination. Like, oh
No,
yeah.
are these really?
You swallow
Are
my
these really
spit.
kinks though? What is a kink?
Mate.
Because don't
Yeah,
you
what
think
is
a
it?
kink
Something
is a
that's out
bit?
of the ordinary,
Yeah, it's a bit like a bit different.
Innit?
Oh,
This is
so
something-
spit play is
No,
not
but
different.
it also depends
Yes, it
on like
is.
what you think vanilla is, how far you're
Yeah,
willing
to
to
be
go.
fair.
To be honest.
Damn.
I feel
Split.
like vanilla is just like movie sex. Like what you've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
growing
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
just that missionary.
Yeah,
that
that's the
quick,
normal thing.
Like moaning.
Mm.
I feel like that applied in the 2000s. Doesn't apply now. If you watch 365
Yeah,
days,
that's
my
what
guy,
I'm saying. It's not like that
It was
nowadays.
It's
at
mad.
all.
Days.
you've not watched 365 days. Have you watched
Have
365
I
days?
I don't
on
know what you're
Netflix?
talking about.
Yeah, have none of you watched it?
Nope.
Oh wait, it's the one with that sexy Italian guy.
Oh, that guy
And
who's
that
that's-
guy.
that's-
the baby
that's-
girl, the baby girl. Where you going, baby
it's
girl?
so bad.
I think
you know
we
he-
need to
You know what I'm
discuss
talking
this.
about?
Bro, you know he kidnaps her. He kidnaps her and then
That's so
says you
bad,
have.
isn't it?
It's so bad. It's like he kidnaps her and is like, oh, I'm gonna give you 365 days to fall in love with me.
And she actually does.
She's a hostage.
That's Stockholm
She is a
syndrome,
hostage,
Yeah,
and she
I
falls
give you
in love with him.
365 days to develop Stockholm syndrome.
It's messed up,
It's
guys.
science.
bro. Mad thing. So, what are you lot saying about this new age of sexual liberation, and what do you think the stigmas around that is? Like, how do people receive it nowadays?
What do you mean by new age?
Of sexual so basically, like, well, the whole kind of movement for women being more open to like their sexual natures kind of started from the 1960s. So it's not something that's kind of old. It's something that's been developed around like the 1960s to now. How would you say the stigmas around it now in like daily life are? How do people receive it? Go on, bro.
So I actually still think it's actually bear kind of Pete, just because like I don't know, like men are actually still bear dogs. Men are fucking dogs, and like
And this is what we mean about hungry men.
so women can like I don't know act in a certain way that they feel like they'll be perceived as like a progressive woman who's like acting on their sexual nature. That's a result of like her feeling sexually liberated. But a fucking dog's a dog, and it's still gonna look at women and feel like, oh, well, she seems to be acting. I don't know. Like in a
She's
certain way.
active. She's a scare.
And like it's Pete because like those aren't like the certain like terminology that I'd even want to use in like
Yeah.
certain context.
Yeah.
But there's certain men out there who will be like, oh, well, yeah, she's acting this sort of way, so therefore she's X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
And we still like take advantage of that. This
Exactly,
is
bro.
fucking like
Most likely
disgusting.
cheat as well. That'd be an excuse to cheat. Like literally, because they know that she's easy and like they'll get away with it.
Silly.
But not even that, like in relationship wise, but even in general, like if they see a woman being sexy out on the street in public, like sometimes they feel like, oh yeah, if she's walking that way and acting that way, why
Must
shouldn't
be.
I shout at her from my car,
Honestly.
catcall her?
I wanted to talk about that as well.
Wait, wait,
Go on, bro.
let me build on Quax's point a bit. Actually, so it's actually really really good. He touched on a very deep topic. I'm going
Very
into,
deeply.
I'm going into Mr. Holloway mode right here.
Alright,
So
cool.
basically, women's like position in society works in two really peculiar parallels.
Right.
So basically, the more sexually desired a woman is, the higher her popularity. It's kind of tied to that.
Facts.
As a woman,
Big
it's not
facts.
actually, no, let me rephrase that. Within society, you want to be someone who is sexually desired. However, it works in the complete opposite way, as in if you are someone who is desired, but then gives into that, your value also drops. So within like our current age, it's just super weird in that like, okay, yeah, you know, we want you to be sexy, but don't be like, don't be
actually
be involved
in sexy
don't
stuff.
actually have sex.
No,
yeah.
no, no.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
be proud of it, is what they're saying. I
Yeah.
think the problem is that
coy with it.
women can find power in their sexuality, something that is like imposed to them for such like a young age. Women are sexualized from like when they're teens.
From
They're barely developing, and there's already men catcalling you from their fucking
Exactly.
car.
It's
disgusting.
No.
Yeah, Seven.
So they take that and they grow from it. They like create power from it. Yeah, I'm a sexy woman. Why shouldn't I be? Why shouldn't I be able to walk down the street the way I want to, like any other man can?
100%.
Yeah.
That's big facts.
I think to answer your question properly though, in regards to like how I view the current like rise in like female sexual liberation, I'm all for it.
You're for it.
I'm for it.
Same, bro.
I'm for it.
I'm
Listen,
there. I'm
liberating
there.
listen. I listen.
So there.
I think
very for it as well.
as a woman, I think it's extremely empowering to be able to like outwardly say what you're.
I wanted to get into that as well. Female empowerment.
Because let's be honest, prior to that, prior to sexual liberation, it was a case that your value was actually dictated to you by a man.
100%.
And if you were a virgin, high value. You even like certain cultures. I mean, they still sell their kids. Do you know what I mean? And that ties to that. But now it's like, yeah, you can still be of value and have a high body count,
Okay,
or
let me quickly
or
ask
even
you
not be a
quick
virgin.
question.
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
Just to link this to the beginning point that we made, the whole thing about BCs should like, if I care about my own BC, can I care about someone else's BC?
Should you care?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I want to know like what my man's body count is, I should be able to know. And I tell him mine, like, what's the problem?
Facts.
And I feel like, especially when it's your man, like, I feel like I should know.
I can't lie,
I
bad
should
girls
know
lie about it though.
everyone.
When you ask some girls, oh, my body count's free.
I don't
Bare
tell
man
man
like
Shut
that.
the
Like,
fuck up, man.
How can you be with
You're
someone
never
that's
gonna
lying
get
to
an
you like
honest answer. If you're not
That's the
dating
thing.
person.
But you
But
should
to
be able
honest,
to.
You should
no,
be able
last-
to.
Yeah,
Five
yeah.
people you should be able
But-
to know.
Go on, bro.
We should take individual responsibility
For sure.
and be totally honest with our BCs.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
I guess I have two things to say. I guess like one of the integral issues I have is just like, it's just mad that even in today's society, it is man who are talking about these kind of situations. Like, this ain't even to do with man. Like, this is to do with women. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm sorry, Raz.
Oh, you lost it. You lost it. You flipping lost it, man.
It's okay. That's okay.
It's calm still. But no, it's calm. You know what? Actually, talking about what I wanted to link to as well, because sexual liberation is such a broad spectrum. Does it really link to like women empowerment and female empowerment? Does it really link to that though? Because sexual liberation could mean you're doing literally whatever you want with whoever you want.
Yeah.
But in certain parts of like cultures or races, it seems like a sexually liberated woman is someone that's frowned upon. So is that really female empowerment though? If your culture isn't empowering that specific
But I
side
feel
of you.
like-
That's
like,
some of the culture.
Yeah, I feel like that's literally just the culture. Like Muslim women, like wearing the hijab. I feel like that's still empowering them, like, because they're still seen as like what are they seen as? They're like seen as like something to be protected, basically. Like
100%,
they're
yeah.
holy and like beautiful, whatever, some sort of like goddess, basically. Like, and that's like still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sacred
yeah,
and like
precious.
protected, like.
Yeah, it's true. It's like it's good for them in one way, but obviously it's negative because they're sheltered and like they're like basically just shielded away. They're not allowed to see certain things. They're basically like seen as like a dumb individual. Definitely seen like a second class citizen, basically. Like they're just poor.
What
No,
you
but
saying, Gino?
the liberation comes from their choice of wanting to wear a hijab, a burqa, whatever.
Yeah.
Right,
There you
that's a
go.
sick
Their
point.
choice.
That's a good point.
If they're
I like
forced
that.
into that, like, there's no choice in that whatsoever.
No cap.
So-
It comes down to the individual
and
a
that
lot.
same thing applies to women who want to wear literally a bikini down the street.
Hey yo,
So-
take a
so-
shot to that shit. That was a sexy point, man.
Yeah. Take a shot to that.
Hey, fill a cup, man. Fill a cup.
Yeah,
I like that. When you make sick points like that, you have to take a shot,
I'm
man.
not even trying to.
Don't violate though, but take a shot.
I think
still.
to build on what Junior was saying, so you're basically asserting that it's choice that is what's empowering.
Yes.
It's the ability, and that's what you
100%.
regard it as. But and the thing is, the reason I would say my MJ that is empowerment is because men have always been sexually liberated. My guy,
Always.
if you read,
no one even talks about
if
that.
you read, I think someone will know. What's the name of those Christians that can have multiple wives? Does anyone know?
Oh shit.
Is it Mormons?
Mormons.
Multiple wives.
No, but even biologically, because men like are meant to like spread their seed.
Mhm.
Women or female animals are meant to like choose the best suitor,
Yeah.
who they can get the best genes from to create the best offspring.
Mhm.
So it even goes down to that point. But people use that as like sort of like a way to say like, yeah, you can't be sexually liberated because your main
You
purpose.
got to save it for
Yeah.
that specific
Yeah,
one.
find the
Yeah.
best man you can. What if all the men out here are shit?
But then,
Like,
Like statistically speaking, the men that you're gonna meet in your life, they're probably gonna be shit. All of them.
oh shit, then.
Bro.
Oh no.
No.
Hey, rebuke
Not
that in
me.
Jesus'
Not
name,
me.
Regina. That won't happen.
Not me.
Rebuke that. Rebuke that.
No cap.
What was I going to say? But there's still the essence. Even if everyone is crap, you still have the essence of choice, the ability to choose who you engage with.
The best of the lot.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Even if everyone is dead,
Mm.
like there's still an essence of choice. So I still say you are sexually liberated compared to like men who literally what did they call them? They literally called them mistresses. I was like, wait, there's an actual name for it.
That's
Isn't
fucked,
it just
innit?
cheating?
Crazy.
They're like, yeah, no, they've got my wife,
And then
they've got my
missions.
mistress, but
And you
now
know King Solomon, he was a top G, bro.
King
In
Solomon.
the Bible, bro. He
Oh.
was a top G. He had bare mistresses.
Oh god damn.
Too many. And that was a man of God, fam. That was a man of God,
Yeah,
fam.
bear man, I got like.
Bare mistresses.
Literally.
There.
but is that really the word of God?
Hey,
It's-
I don't want to
it's
get
a
into
st-
this.
It's a
That's
story-
something else.
That's
I
really
think-
the word of God
That's
though.
That's mad.
I'll answer that question for you. So
It was
basically,
at one point.
so
It
basically,
was, but like when it was recorded down, how do you know
Mm.
that is what it was? Do
basically,
you know what I mean?
But then what is the Bible then?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
it was.
Fam?
I'll actually answer the
Go on,
question
bro.
for you.
Daniel.
So basically, actually no, I shouldn't be talking about biblically. It was a story in the Bible, whether or not it's what's actually promoted. In some religions, they'll basically whatever's documented is the word of God.
You're right.
However, with the Bible, it's generally accepted that it's written by people as a document of history.
100%.
So it's up for interpretation as to like what is. There are obviously the 10 Commandments, but there are parts that are up to interpretation as to okay, what do you promote? What do you do? Is this? What do you do? Is
Exactly.
that?
At the end of the day,
So-
God works through
It's
all
not
types
the
of
word
people.
God, no.
God works.
I
God
think
works through
open to
prostitutes.
interpretation is very important here because it's like there's no sort of right answer or wrong answer. It's not
Facts.
as clear as that.
If
It's a
Christian,
grey area in which you have to sort of learn from like your own perspective, like what resonates with you as a moral human.
I'll give you a little counter. If it was actually, I don't know why I'm talking about this. But I was talking about freaking secular religion. Sorry, but if it is the word of God, then there wouldn't be Pentecostal, Mountain of Fire, Celestial.
The
There
bare
wouldn't be
interpretations.
multiple churches.
Yeah.
Bare interpretations,
yeah.
but
I mean,
man,
there's orthodox and all of that.
you man. I'll be real. This is a whole other episode. This is a whole other episode. Do you get what I'm saying? This one is a serious one that we gotta go deep.
Yeah.
So just leeching off what we were saying before, so how do you guys express yourselves in terms of your personal your level of personal sexual liberation? So it's like, what sexual expressions do women tend to appreciate or exercise? And when I'm saying this, I mean like, how do you show that you're empowered as a woman in your sexuality, in yourself, in what you do, etc., etc.? What do you do personally?
I think growing up as a woman, obviously, like, as a girl, for me personally, there's a lot of insecurity that you feel, but I feel like that's the same with everyone. So it really takes time, like, growing into that and trying to find out who you are and what you like and how you like to express yourself in whatever way. Like,
Can you link that to like the way you dress, the way you wear your
no, but
makeup?
absolutely. Like, the way I like to do whatever to my face, how I like dress myself, how I act, like how I want to dance in the club, how I want to act with like guys I'm attracted to. Everything comes into play. But the liberation comes from like wanting to do that. yeah, I want to be sexy right now. I don't
Yeah,
have to be
it's
sexy
true.
all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I can look like a crackhead all day.
Exactly.
But that one time comes when I'm going to the club and I'm getting ready,
Trying to get
feeling
lit.
hyped up. Everyone feels like that.
No
Facts.
cap,
They're,
for
they're
real.
getting ready. They're feeling good. Like
Facts.
that,
What you?
that's liberation in itself, though.
100%.
Yeah, it's true. It is liberating.
What are you saying, Jubilee?
But I feel like it's just like. Wait, say the question again. Like, what's the
Like,
from your
like,
first
how
point,
do you
what's the
express
point?
yourself, like, as a sexually liberated woman, if you are? Like, what do you do in confidence?
Oh, okay,
like,
I feel like
to express
talk
yourself.
about like my sexual experiences, like with my friends, that you can talk about that openly. Like, so I feel like especially when you talk about it, you can just like go over and like see things that you like, the mistakes that you've made, not really mistakes, but like things that have been like awkward and like things that you can avoid again, and, like learn from, so you can like not make that weird situation happen again. Like
Yeah.
it can be more freeing
Yeah.
rather than like an
100%.
awkward situation.
It's a way
like,
to get
'cause, like,
advice.
yeah,
and
exactly.
like just to connect with another person.
And
Like
yeah, it's true.
when
Like
you
being
guys-
open about it, just
yeah,
conversation,
yeah.
like especially, is actually the best thing to be
Just
fair.
to add
Bottling
on
it up
to
is the worst.
yeah, just to add on to that, I feel like for me, my personal experience where I feel like sexual liberation is coming to play in my life is when I'm able to tell even not just my friends but like my family, like, oh yeah, like I'm seeing my girl. But like from young, you know, this is taboo. You can't speak to your parents about a girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a man, you know what I mean?
I mean, for people like
For boys, it's easy.
no, but for our culture as well.
that's what I'm
'cause,
saying
like,
in terms of culture.
What the hell?
it's a cultural
I
thing.
I don't want to speak to my family about my sex life.
Innit,
I say swear.
Honestly.
Still have it.
Like,
No,
Fam?
Yeah.
Eating feet.
But you
My
know
bro,
what?
trust
No, no,
me,
no.
you're going far, bro. To not speak about that
I
shit.
want to be
Girls,
comfortable
like,
with
from
my
young.
kids though. I want to be able to talk to them
There we
about
go.
sex.
I want to
Or
be
talk to
comfortable
them
with my
about
parents.
anything.
Yeah, facts.
Like
One mic,
That's the one
guys.
thing.
One mic.
Sorry.
One mic. If you got something to say, let us all know.
Sorry.
Alright, say nothing. But yeah, I wanna be able to do that with my kids as well. I can't lie.
Innit,
My dad hurt me beating once, and he didn't
In the
take
house?
it. Yeah, he didn't take it the
You
wrong
beat
way.
your own house, you crazy.
I
That's what I mean by sexual
didn't know.
liberation. Like, you
I didn't.
should be able
I
to
can't
do
lie.
it.
I didn't
Exactly,
know
that's
he would have been there. I didn't think he was gonna be there that day, but he actually was. So he heard me beating, and he didn't come in my room and disturb the whole thing. He let me do my thing, and then afterwards he came, he knocked, and he said, "You should not be doing that. Like literally, like you should not be doing that. If you wanna do your thing, that's calm with me, but take it elsewhere." And when he said that to me, I was like, "Bro, you literally was there all that time. You could have came in and fucked the whole thing up, patterned it, but you was able to say, let him have his moment, let him do his thing, and then after come speak to me man to man."
I've got a question though.
Go on.
Imagine seeing your little kid have sex.
Yeah.
I think I can't lie. My dad is away. He was probably proud.
no,
Deep down, he was
no,
probably proud.
exactly. My question is, if you were a girl, how would you think he would?
He would smash that door in pieces.
Down.
He would smash that door in pieces.
And he's ripping that boy apart.
Exactly, facts.
He would smash that shit to
But
pieces,
then-
fam.
Even
Do you see the
harder.
polarity in that though?
100% I do. I can't lie.
But then even more polarity. What if you didn't live with your dad and you only lived with your mum, and she was the one who heard you being? Well,
You know what? It's a thing where I only did it because I knew my mum was not in the country. She's in St. Lucia.
Fair.
If my mum
Fair.
was home, or if my mum was here, there's no way I would have done it.
Okay, calm.
But because I know how my dad is,
yeah.
I was like,
And how he would
"He'll
treat
probably
you."
Run still.
Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking I was probably
You
run.
would be a bit
and-
calm with it.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
would be a bit calm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with me, like I know I can't really do these type of things, but he will allow me to bring like a girlfriend home, or like
Fair.
I can chat to him about I'm speaking to this one.
Yeah.
My mum was kind of like, bro, like you need to chill, you need to pattern yourself before you talk to a girl. But now she's asking me, what relationships are you in? It's still a bit weird to me. Like, mom, you was telling me no girls, no girls, no girls. But now you're talking to me about, oh, so which girl?
I think the transition is so sudden that you
It's
can't.
so sudden.
You
I'm
can't
like, what the hell?
be comfortable with it. I'm like,
How can
why
I
are you
accept
asking so
this?
many questions?
Do you know what? I feel
It's
like
things that I
British
can't really
people
be
that have like
truthful.
long-lasting relationships, because like from year 7, they
Their
were allowed
parents
to
are
date.
accepting.
Literally, like they were like, I don't feel like now, like more of the people that I know, they've been in relationships for like 5 years.
Yeah.
They're literally getting a house.
They've got houses, they've got kids.
They're on the path
Bro,
to like
I mean, it's sick,
grandkids. Like they're literally like they're sorted.
No, it's just because it's not criminalized like that though.
Literally,
Low
like, they've been
key,
open from
not
young.
low key
Yeah.
like.
I think obviously it's all about in regards to what we're talking culture. A lot of us are from like the West Indies or they're all from like certain parts of Africa. So this is a proper long
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Regina,
I'm from Moldova.
Okay.
We got my Moldovans out there.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Shout them out. Shout them.
but part of it is like it's residue of like colonialism. So at the time in which these people were in like these areas, that was basically the way in which society was supposed to work. So what ends up happening is that a lot of African individuals or people that were colonized take on the same morals and also continue to apply them when they get here. So obviously we don't remember we were talking about what's it called, the like authoritarian parenting when it comes to like pursuing your dreams.
Yeah.
British and American parents moved forward from that at least 20 years ago. Our parents are only just moving forward from it
Exactly now.
But obviously,
Go listen to the episode, by the way.
Go listen to that.
It's quite informative.
But in regards to my own mum, remember I told you about how she was raised here, and it's so different, MJ. It's so different. I remember like, what was it? I remember I went to her. I was like, "Oh, mum, I'm gonna stay a virgin," and she looked at me. She was like, "What?" She was like, "Bro, your girl's gonna have a body count of like what, and you're gonna be a virgin." She's like, "You're a joke," and I was like, "Oh, I was like, "Oh, my feelings."
That's creased.
My feelings, but it's like. Can you see there's like I think it's like a cult. You're right. It is a massive.
It's a culture difference because you even feel comfortable talking about sex with your mum. My mum, before I left for uni, she just looked at me, stared me right in my eyes, and she said, "Regina, be careful." And didn't say anything after that. I was like,
you knew what she meant though. You knew what she meant though.
Exactly what she was talking about, but she couldn't talk about it.
Exactly.
It's that.
You just knew.
It's that like. It's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Fam.
Did you lot's parents like give you the birds and the bees talk?
Nah, G.
No.
What's that? Bruv, what is that?
I got a different talk. I got a different talk.
Go on, so wait, what is that, bro?
Yeah.
It's like when your parents
For
talk
your
to you
own,
about, like,
for your own curiosity. Absolutely.
No.
My dad had that talk with me though.
Did you not?
Yeah.
But this is.
See, my mum had that chat with me. I still don't want to talk to her about sex though.
So your mum had it. So this is what.
Yeah.
So it was mad for me because I always imagined there was like. So I always imagined there was like a mad dichotomy between like people who grew up with like dads and people who grew up with just like single mothers or whatever. And, I always imagined that people who grew up with like dads or whatever would have that kind of chat with them.
Bro, not even, bro.
Swear that?
Not even,
so
bro.
not even that then.
Not even. Not
Swear
even.
down.
I swear. Go on. You were saying something though. Yeah, but not even because
That's
we've
all tied to sexual liberation. How
Exactly.
they feel liberated to talk to you about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and fam, it's right. It's right.
Heritage as well.
I
It's
think
heritage.
what I was gonna say is that we probably didn't have the birds and the bee conversations. Surely you had a condom situation though. Condom talk.
100%. All the time.
That
All the
would be
time.
different, yeah.
Like literally, they won't talk
Yeah.
to me about like actually having sex, but they're always drilling it into me like condoms.
Yeah.
If you were to
I have
like,
that as well, yeah.
if you were to condoms, like safe sex.
Yeah.
Safe sex.
That's
They
good
never
though.
spoke to me
Yeah,
about
innit?
sex.
That's really
But
good. I think
safe
that's the main
sex.
thing you should focus on.
Like,
Good.
what did I think
Safe sex.
I remember I was like at a family party. I think I must have been 16. My aunt
Yeah.
took me upstairs. She was like, Daniel. She's like, yeah, number one, if you're gonna do it with a girl, make sure it's with someone that you actually would like to have a kid with. It's one of these raggedy girls on the street. Don't even bring one of these girls. I was like, oh god. So there's not like a talk on like. I think they expect us to already know about it once we reach a certain age.
Yeah.
There's like I think there's
That's
a
the
part,
problem.
That's the
But-
really big problem.
but
It's really
How can you
because
expect?
in it, how do you expect us to find out without us searching up for porn or like asking our friends or like trying to do stuff like
Completely.
Huh?
Just end up being
I never got
Yeah.
caught for porn.
no, because you're
I never
always
got caught for none of that stuff.
but you're always trying to
Thank
like
God.
play that sort of couple.
Embarrassing.
No, you're always trying to play house. You're always trying to have like a daddy and a mummy or whatever. Have little
Yeah.
kids. It's
The
drilled in us,
perfect
but
life.
yet we still can't talk about sex in that.
Yeah,
Nah, we should be able to, man.
innit? Like,
Should be able
you
to.
have like a
man.
baby doll.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I was bare braiding her hair and shit. Like, what the
Literally,
fuck?
my parents bought me a play kitchen. What the?
Innit?
What am I trying to?
That's
Yeah.
patriarchal role.
Like,
That's
you trying to
what
tell her to
Eastern
stay in the
European
kitchen?
kind of
Stay in
like
that
a
uni.
massa.
What? You mean chefing?
That's nuts. That's nuts. But yeah, like definitely, all that stuff should definitely be spoken about, man. And as I said, I would never have been able to do that if my mum was there. I wouldn't, because I know that my dad would probably be like he would probably chat to me. He'd probably be like, nah, don't do that, etc., etc. But I wouldn't feel like, oh shit, I'm being mad disrespectful, this, that, or not.
Because it's
I
a
wouldn't
different
feel
level
like
when
that.
it's your mum in it though.
When it's my
Like, you
mum,
can't
no, I
chat
can't,
about
man,
that
I
kind of
can't.
shit.
You know what?
That's
I
why
don't.
I'm so
I don't even
surprised
argue with my
when you
mum.
said
I don't
that.
argue.
My
If my
mum is
mum
my
says,
dad though, innit? So
That's lovely though.
if my mum says something, I don't argue. I'm just like, yes,
Yeah,
mum,
same.
calm.
Innit?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
fully.
No
done.
point. There's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
no point.
I'm like done. I don't argue with my mum, bro. What my mum says goes, bro. With my dad, I'll give him a little tussle because you know what I mean. Man's 6'5" and that. You know. I'm a big nigga, man. Can't talk to me anyhow. But nah, for real, that's how I see it. That's how
Do
I
we
see
all
it.
feel like that though? Do we all respect our mums a little bit more than our dads?
Yeah, because I know my mum's been through hardship.
This
My
is-
dad has been through.
The most.
I'm not gonna lie.
The most.
I love my dad,
Most,
but
yeah,
that guy's lazy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I love him.
literally.
But he's
No.
dirty too.
You're gonna
My
come
mum-
on this
I'm
platform.
not gonna lie.
You're slandering dads and that.
Nah,
We love our
I love
dads.
you, I
We love our dads.
Emphasis on love our dads.
I'd go to the end of the earth.
My dad exists.
One mic, one mic. One mic.
I'm saying
And she's dealing with my dad's bullshit.
One mic, guys, one mic. What are you saying, Jubilee? Jubilee,
But
Jubilee,
like, my
what are you
mum
saying?
what? She
that?
cooks, cleans, and she goes to work. Like,
Yeah.
and like these times he'll just maybe go to work and like go like be a pastor at church
Mm.
and just literally buy us food once. McDonald's every Sunday.
Oh
like, that's
man,
basically pretty
and that's his
much it, like-
contribution.
Okay, obviously take us like football,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
extra shit, but like the backbone, literally
Mm.
the main force of the house
Your
is
mum's the
always
mum,
the mum.
bro.
It's
the mum.
always the mum. It's
Literally.
always
Always the mum.
It's the fact that even
Then
if the
you
mum
understand
is
it.
working, the dad could be home all day.
And literally
Not lifted a
nothing.
finger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She'll come home. She
It's
asks
the
him
mum.
one thing: just take out the meat out of the freezer, and that
Nuts.
isn't even done.
You know what? While we're talking
Like-
about the home, guys, while we're talking about the home,
Yeah.
since we're talking about sexual liberation and that, does that actually threaten the home though?
What do you mean?
Being a sexually liberated woman, fucking whoever you want, does that threaten the idea of marriage? And does that threaten the idea of having a home since you're sexually liberated?
Introduces
No.
the idea
Yeah,
of
no.
open
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah, open relationships is one thing.
Do open relationships work? Like I don't think they work.
Do you
That's
think
the
so?
thing, they can eventually.
No.
It's a foreign concept now because we're still in this marriage kind of mindset or whatever.
Facts.
Yeah, there are
As we
people.
move
share,
forward
you can
in
share
this like
someone.
sexual
Yeah.
liberation
No,
that we're.
I feel
No,
like
because
you
there are
can.
people
You
like
can't
that.
share
Though.
I
someone.
can't.
You can. You can. There are people who are out there. They're like in polyamorous relationships, or like
It's definitely possible.
they can't be monogamous. Is what I'm trying to say. There
Danny.
are people who
And do
exist
you know what?
like that.
It doesn't have to be for everyone. So if you're not
Facts.
on it, then you don't have to be on it.
Yeah, I'm not
Ayo,
D
D-Dot, can you share a woman?
Wait, why have we directed?
Can you share a woman? Yes or no?
Oh, based on like my recent relationship.
Yes. Can you share a woman? Yes or no? Can you be in an open relationship?
I probably could.
You think so?
I probably could. Knowing
Okay.
me, I probably could because you know my views on
I
marriage
don't
and
think I
stuff.
could. I don't know.
Do you know?
Say no, no.
I think it all depends on what your traditional like. We can link it to thing. If your traditional views of like relationships are like we were talking about before, like domination and submissiveness. That's the reason before man them could have like what 50 odd wives and like the woman be like, oh, I'm the passive one. I'm basically like a part of him. You know, I'm not really my own person.
Yeah.
But more time, if your relationship is based on like a friendship thing and you're both like, well, like there's tons of people that have had like there's some people that have had a divorce and like they're still friends with their divorcee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I could have easily not married someone and still like be getting with other people. Do you know what I mean? So
Fairs.
yeah, go ahead.
Fairs. Now, Jubilee, could you share a husband? Or
No.
not a husband, could you share a man?
No.
Fairs.
What the hell is that?
I think just from the two responses, I think it's different for men and women.
Yeah.
I think it's very different.
I don't think so. I don't
I can't
think
share.
Could I share a
I
woman?
don't think so.
She must be stupid, dumb, and blind. She must be stupid, dumb, and blind.
Honestly.
Sure.
You
I'm
have to
not,
be
not
crazy.
even being like a prick. I'm not even like trying to control people. So I'm not even like trying to control like I don't know like my significant other like that. But yeah, no, I don't think I could, bro. Like, that's just a
You know what? For me,
Way
yeah,
too
this
jealous.
person. No, I
Mm.
love
Way
this
too
person.
jealous.
for me, I feel like it's different for men and women. I feel like for a woman's nature, she's more. It's more natural for her to be dedicated to a single person. That's what I feel. I feel like in a long run, later on in her life, I feel like it's more natural for a woman to be dedicated to one man, to marry to one man.
So for men, would you say
For
it's more
men-
ego and like
For men, I feel like, again, you were saying something about spreading your seed, something like that, right? I think for men, it's more normalized for them to go out and do this.
It's
and whatever.
normalized.
I'm not going to say
Yeah.
it's right, but I say it's more normalized for
It's
men to
normalized.
go and search for
Yeah.
different
So it's
partners.
normalized to the
Normalised,
point
yeah.
of like scientific fact, and you
Yeah.
you know how
Yeah.
people run with science like that.
Weird.
Like,
You would love that side.
Yeah,
Weird.
they love
Oh,
it.
this is the gospel. This is
Apparently,
gospel, man.
this formula works. This math is mathing right now. How do you know that? How do you know that?
Yeah,
Are
they
we
used to
meant
say the
believe
world was
that?
flat.
Because there are facts and whatever.
science.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Science used to say the world was flat as well.
I think just as like a direct counter to what you're saying, it's just the view of the norm. Like you say, this is what women and men are naturally like, but it's just like how society was. They like women had no problem before having to like share a husband with like 20 other women. If you catch what I'm saying. But obviously men, as soon as like a wife would leave, there'd be like an essence of why. And I think it kind of plays into this idea of like ownership and the idea that women were once assets as opposed to being their own persons. If you view someone as like an equal person, surely they can endeavor into the same things that you do. Do you know what I mean? Although there may be biological differences in regards to like hormones and how maybe they react to certain stimuli, maybe you cheating or you doing this, you doing that, you doing that. I feel like mentally for me, I feel like a woman should be fully capable or able to go out of a relationship and look for people at the same time.
100%. What are you saying, bro?
So everything that you said, for like, to be fair, like, I actually do agree with, and just what I'm quite intrigued with is how do you feel and how would you react if someone that you actually were like, I don't know, like sexually involved or whatever, however you get emotionally involved with anyone, was like open to the idea of seeing other people and express to you the fact that they didn't feel like, I don't know, like complete whatever, unless like you were in a relationship where you could see other people. How would that make you feel? And what would be your instant reaction to that?
So I'll be really quick with the answer. It's very simple. It's all about communication. If you say it from the jump, as if you come to me as a complete person, as in you are you, and you say, "Oh yeah, I want an open relationship," I could easily accept that.
I have to agree.
But
No,
wait.
How are you a complete person?
Please let me land. Please let me land.
Sorry. But I'm gonna put my hand up still.
Yeah. Please let me land. However, I think if you're someone that you're still on this journey of self-discovery, finding out who you are, and then you bring it to me, of course, then I'm gonna feel a bit heartbroken. Like I feel like in any kind of human relation, you take the person as they are. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, yeah, you are you, and I don't expect anything else from you than what you are. However, if you completely change and become a different person, you're like, oh, I want to now have relationships with women. I'll be like, okay, you're no longer the person that I was with before, and I now need to go on a completely different path. I can't then. It's not offense. It's not me feeling disrespected, but it's okay. You're a different person now. This isn't what I entered into, and do you know what I mean? But if it said prior, not a problem.
Can I say? So, what I'm saying now isn't. So it is a direct retort to what you said, but it's from like the perspective of someone who was maybe in a relationship with you, and he now says these kind of things. But it's like, no, I don't know. Like no one just like sort of wakes up and it's kind of like, oh well, I'm not necessarily feeling you all that much, and I want to be in a relationship with another person. Like the person that you're with might have just felt like that for an eternity of their existence, and would just be like, well, you're a person I feel comfortable with at this moment in time, and I want to express to you the fact that I feel comfortable and want to be with other people. Yeah. And it won't be anything necessarily derogatory on you, and it's nothing on you. But what you've just said then would like suggest that idea that you would still feel offended at that. And I don't know. It's just kind of like women already feel like really peak about like expressing like how they feel sexually anyway. Yeah. And if a woman was with like a man for like a certain like bit of time or whatever, and then not all of a sudden, but like had been feeling like a certain way that they could be like that level of expressive with like multiple people, and felt scared to say to you, and now said it to you. Yeah, I just want to know like how would you react to that in a certain way that would not necessarily make them feel make them feel peak about the way that we obviously, it sounds speaking when I say like that, like I'm singling it out, but like a way that someone may have felt for like their entire lives, you know. Then that
once again, it's as simple as communication. If you don't feel like you're a complete, like honestly,
people don't know.
Wait. If you don't know something, tell me you don't know from the get. I know. No. Wait. Please wait. Because I'm.
One mic.
You're currently treating it as if it's not a personalized thing. I've honestly gone through the mental state of, am I gay? I've honestly gone through that. I've been like, okay, am I gay? Yeah. Am I attracted to men? You know, remember I told you like how like relationships are all equal, that kind of stuff. I've had to properly sit down with myself and be like,
question yourself on that.
Do you know what I mean? And then I think one day I was okay. I remember I was like, you know what? I'm actually just not. Yeah, it was you know, it's good to explore those but. And in there, it's like, if someone asks me, they'll be like, oh, Daniel, are you bi? I'll be like, no, I'm not. I've actually done the exploration, this, that. It's about communication. If you don't know something, say, if you're a woman and you're like, okay, I feel like I could be bi, say it. Don't let it be a surprise to me. Yes, understand the person you're with entirely, 100%. But if you don't communicate with me, of course, I'm going to feel like I was blindsided. 100%. I feel like I got snapped up from the distance. I've honestly, there was a guy, actually no, I shouldn't say this. That I've known people that they've been with a girl for 10 plus years, and the girl then cheats on them and then goes on to become like bi or lesbian, and there's not been that communication that there's a sense of betrayal
Fam,
there.
I've heard too many stories on that.
No, I feel like if you're going through that, just the process of trying to understand that yourself, let alone bring that to another person.
Sometimes you
that
haven't
is
even found
dependent on
yourself.
you, that
Sometimes
you're
you
in a
haven't even found
relationship
yourself.
with. If you're already going through that, that's enough turmoil in itself.
And people turn gay at like
And
40, 50,
yeah,
60.
some people just don't accept it. They have those
Case of
thoughts.
the good morning.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Philip Schofield.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's crazy though.
And people are like, after how many years he's had a wife, he's had a kid, but like he actually felt like he could do this, and then it got to a point where it was like, this isn't me.
It's what honestly, it's
There isn't a time limit to how like quick you can figure out who you are. Then.
Yeah, it's not. No. I'm not. Once again, I'm not. Once again, I personalized it for you. I personalized it for you. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's a timing, but it's a case of communication. What me, MJ, all the boys here. No. But that's what a relationship is. It's trust.
Exactly.
It's always been trust. It's been an open.
Issues.
I don't have to. Am I not one of the most open guys in the group?
No cap.
They have trust issues.
Yeah.
I am.
That doesn't mean that you're.
No.
That you don't have. Wait.
It doesn't
Let
mean
me
you
speak
need to talk
there.
to
Though.
as well, though. It doesn't
Mate,
mean that it's
I
like-
am one of the most open people that I know. I don't actually know, to be fair. Like, even since going to uni, I don't know too many people who are as open just about the way that they feel about just general shit that I am. And even then, I would still not say that in a relationship, and I have been in relationships, that I am not the most open person.
Then
Like,
don't
it's-
be in one.
it-
Straight.
it's not synonymous.
I'll be so straight with you. Then just don't be in one.
No,
It can get toxic if you don't want to be open with someone that you're always spending your time with. It can get so toxic, man.
If you're not your whole, like, it's so simple.
actually, to be
You should not be in a relationship with someone you are not your whole self with. If you are deprecating or abandoning a part of your personality, who you are when you're with the person, don't be in it. Hence why that's the foundation of my argument. If you come in, oh no.
No, you're shouting facts.
If you lie to me when we get into the relationship and tell me, oh yeah, I completely understand myself, and then you come and tell me, oh yeah, I just don't want to be, I'll be like, okay, great,
For like,
awesome.
but
Thank you.
to
Now,
kinda-
drink your shot though. Drink your shot.
to
I
kind
wanna
of
see you drink that first,
go
bro.
against,
Serious,
not go
my
against,
guy.
but certain times people don't know who they are,
Facts.
and that takes years. Many relationships, not just one. Oh crap, that shot got you.
That shit hit you, nigga.
But I've learned that I've only learned about myself years after I've been in relationships. I've been after relationship, and it's like, okay, from that person, I've kind of grasped a certain aspect of myself, maybe not fully, and I'm still growing. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I know that.
Say that. Say you're still growing, and that's it. If I get into a relationship with you and you say you're still growing, I'll be like, bet he could change midway through. He could change after a week. He could leave. The door's open for you to go. But if you come to me and act as a full person, that's what leads to conflict.
But that's what is
lied.
attractive.
But not all relationships start off as like the intention to show off
There
your
we go.
whole character and your
Facts.
whole.
Facts. Sometimes you're still kind of dipping in the water.
Yeah.
Too much from the person.
Yeah.
You're expecting too
Sometimes-
much truth from the person. Like, I feel like that sort of stuff is like, it takes years to build up that sort of trust.
It
Like,
creates a lot of
Facts.
pressure.
if you're
innit?
just in a relationship and it's brand new or fresh
Facts.
and I'm having these
And-
feelings, I'm not gonna
and
tell you straight away.
I think especially with your sexuality as well, as it is a taboo subject, people aren't just gonna come out and tell you what they expect or what they like straight away. I did some research, and from the time.com, there's a lady who wrote her book. I'm ashamed to say I actually forgot the name of the book, but in the video on YouTube, I will put the link to the book in the description. You ladies and men as well, go look and have a read through that as well. So she said, the stigma surrounding female sexuality is pervasive and affects girls and women of all ages. We are sexual beings. Yet even in our most intimate relationships, we often don't know how to express who we are and ourselves. The examples we see around us teach us to objectify ourselves rather than celebrate our sexuality. We often find ourselves reacting to being sexualized rather than expressing our own desires. So when we come to that as well, it's kind of like linking to what they're saying. Like, sometimes people just don't know how to deal with it. Women are being sexualized, bro. Women are being sexualized. They're not really taken for what they like or what they see as them being sexy.
No, but they've been sexualized since like young.
From
Even
time.
babies. No, even babies. Like a picture of a baby can get such a visceral reaction from a person. So disgusting. How
Weird.
could you even fathom it? But yeah, it still exists. Like
Do you know what?
from birth.
Even
How does that give you any
Weird.
sort of chance?
even shit like breastfeeding in public. Why is that an issue?
That shit was
Why
jokes.
exactly?
Why the
Because
fuck
Bro?
is
That
that
is just
issue?
hilarious.
it's offensive.
Offenses to who? Like who?
Ayo. I'll be real, guys. We've got 2 minutes to wrap this up.
Oh, okay. Can I?
I just deeped. Go on, bro.
Okay, to kind of like build on what you guys are saying, and to really, I feel I want to bring this vision to your heads really, really quick, and to build on what MJ is saying is that the problem with this is that sex was perceived and partially still is perceived as something that men do to women. So sexual liberation is kind of you guys taking control of your own sexuality.
Take that in.
You not like allowing it to be something that men do to you. You make your demands. You say, this is what I want.
Yeah. Keep making good points. You'll take another shot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's that mentality. It's if you step away from that and accept yourself as sexual, because they try and asexualize you from day. If you accept it that this is what I'm like, this is what I like, this is what I want to be, I want to be that, and you sexualize yourself, that's where the empowerment.
Definitely. I also wanted to talk about, since we're talking about sexual liberation so freely, how would you explain sexual liberation to your children? But I'm not going to ask us this on the panel. I'm going to leave it to the viewers and in the comments. How would you explain it to your kids? Because I know you don't want your kids to be going around fucking everyone. Yeah. So how are you going to explain sexual liberation to your kids?
Unless they do want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but really, you're going to have to do it in a way where it abides with your morals. Yeah. So I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Shout yourselves out quickly again, ladies. You too.
Jubilee, the best.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
At Jubilee Allegra.
100%. You.
This is Regina the Ballerina at Regina Benzari on Instagram.
Look, Capski, you man as well. Quacks.
Daniel Quacks, FBMIYEH.
Go on, bro.
Addy at AA Noise on Instagram.
And it's the cheeky fellas. Thank you for tapping in. Safe you, man. We out. Bye.